this integrated out-of-hospital exam scenario, the candidate is managing a patient in respiratory arrest. As the skill evaluator, it is your responsibility to objectively evaluate the candidate not only on their ability to perform skills such as intubation, but also on their ability to lead and communicate.
Okay, you guys, when I count to 3, go ahead and stop ventilating and take out the OPH so I can reposition you.
Alright.
Copy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Two. EDD. Good. Ventilate. So equal chest rise and fall before we secure the tube and listen to this. One more.
Alright, looks like we have a good reading of about 35.
35, copy that. Crew, just letting you all know we're at 20 at the T. 20 at the T. Copy that. Alright, after we get this tube, we're going to go ahead and get him going. Continue to breathe firm, recess in the back. I want to reset the vitals in the back.
Based on what you just saw, how would you rate this candidate's performance? Did the candidate perform the skills correctly? How would you rate his communication and leadership skills? Did he function as a safe, competent, entry-level paramedic? We would score this candidate a 2, indicating entry-level competency in the appropriate areas on the skill sheet. Now, let's take a closer look at the skill sheet and the evaluation criteria. First, although this is a timed scenario, it is very important for you to use actual time of day, clock times, when recording the start time, the patient's transport time, and scenario end time. To evaluate performance, you will utilize a 0 to 3 Likert scale in 5 areas: leadership and scene management, patient assessment, patient management, interpersonal relations, and integration. On the Likert scale, a score of 2 is an indication of entry-level competency. The patient received safe and appropriate treatment. The candidate also appropriately communicated with the patient, crew members, and family members. A 1 on the scale in any area is an indication that the candidate displayed an area of deficiency. This may be linked to a decision, intervention, or skill performed by the candidate that was disorganized. A 0 indicates that significant deficiencies were observed. For example, the candidate failed to account for scene safety. They failed to perform an appropriate assessment of the patient, or life-threatening conditions were not appropriately managed. Remember, a score of 0 is typically linked to 1 or more critical criteria. You should provide a written statement on the back of the form documenting your rationale for any zeros or for checking any critical criteria. On the other side of the scale, a 3 is reserved for the candidate that demonstrates not only proficiency of the skill, but expertise or mastery. Generally speaking, scores of 3 or 0 are less common than 1 or 2. After you have scored each area, calculate the total. Verify you documented critical criteria and sign the form.